Hortons World Mythology welcomes you. The storm rages, rain lashes against the cliffs, lightning splits the sky, momentarily illuminating a dark cave. Inside, chained to the rock, a shape stirs, scales gleam. Our journey begins long before knights and castles, in a time when the world was young. Before dragons had wings, they were serpents, giant, terrifying snakes, worshipped or battled by gods and heroes. The word dragon itself comes from the Greek drakon, meaning serpent. The word dragon might conjure images of winged, fire-breathing beasts, but their origins lie firmly rooted in the earth. Before they were mythical terrors of the sky, dragons were serpents, enormous, powerful snakes commanding awe and fear. The very word dragon derives from the Greek drakon, meaning serpent. This linguistic link underscores the fundamental connection between these creatures of myth. Why did serpents inspire such universal awe and terror? Anthropologists suggest that an instinctive fear of snakes, deeply embedded in our evolutionary history, played a role. Snakes, with their silent movements, venomous bites, and association with hidden places, represent a primal threat. This innate fear, combined with the impressive size of some snake species, provided fertile ground for myths of monstrous serpents. But the fascination with serpents goes beyond fear. The dragon, in its various forms, is a powerful archetype that transcends cultural boundaries. It embodies our deepest fears and aspirations, representing the untamed forces of nature, the potential for both destruction and creation, and the eternal struggle between order and chaos. The serpent lurking in the shadows of our subconscious became the dragon, a more potent, more evocative symbol of the unknown. In some cultures, dragons became benevolent protectors, wise guardians of sacred places, and bringers of rain and fertility. While Western cultures often depict dragons as fearsome fire-breathers, in East Asia these serpentine beings take on a more benevolent role. Here, dragons are not harbingers of destruction, but majestic creatures associated with water, rain, and the life-giving forces of nature. They are the bringers of monsoons, the guardians of rivers and lakes, and the embodiment of prosperity and good fortune. The Chinese dragon, known as Long, holds a particularly revered position in East Asian mythology. The dragon's association with power and auspiciousness extended far beyond the realm of nature, intertwining with the very fabric of Chinese society. The dragon became the ultimate symbol of imperial authority, representing the emperor's divine mandate to rule and his role as intermediary between heaven and earth. From the earliest dynasties, the dragon adorned imperial robes, banners, and palaces. The emperor's throne became known as the dragon throne, symbolizing his absolute power and the divine legitimacy of his rule. From Korea to Japan, the dragon's influence extended beyond China's borders, taking root in the mythologies and cultural traditions of neighboring Korea and Japan. While these cultures developed their own unique dragon lore, the influence of the Chinese dragon is undeniable, reflecting the close cultural exchange that characterized East Asia for centuries. In Korea, dragons are known as Yong or Miru and share many similarities with their Chinese counterparts. Korean dragons are often depicted as benevolent water deities associated with rain, rivers, and the sea. As we journey westward, the dragon undergoes a dramatic transformation. While East Asian cultures embrace the dragon as a benevolent force, in Europe a darker, more menacing image took hold. The serpent, once a symbol of fertility and wisdom, morphed into a fire-breathing monster, the embodiment of chaos and evil. This shift in perception can be attributed to a confluence of cultural influences. In the icy realms of Norse mythology, dragons, known as Ormar or Drekar, were formidable creatures embodying the raw, untamed power of nature. These serpentine beasts, often depicted as colossal sea serpents or fire-breathing worms, posed a constant threat to both gods and mortals. They guarded treasures, hoarded wisdom, and wreaked havoc on the land, their very presence a harbinger of chaos and destruction. One of the most iconic Norse dragons is Jormungandr, the world's serpent. The medieval period in Europe witnessed the dragon's transformation into a potent symbol of evil and a popular motif in art, literature and folklore. These monstrous creatures, often depicted with wings, claws and fiery breath, became the ultimate adversaries for valiant knights eager to prove their courage and piety. Dragon slaying, once the province of gods and mythical heroes, became a quintessential act of chivalry, a tangible demonstration of faith triumphing over evil. One of the most enduring dragon-slaying legends of the medieval era is the tale of St. George. The dragon, as we've seen, occupies a unique and often contradictory position in human mythology. It is a creature of duality, embodying both our deepest fears and our highest aspirations. This duality is reflected in the dragon's symbolic roles across different cultures, ranging from benevolent protectors and wise deities to fearsome monsters and harbingers of chaos. In East Asian cultures, dragons are primarily associated with positive attributes. They are seen as wise, benevolent creatures, intimately connected to the life-giving forces of nature. Chinese dragons, for example, control water and weather, bringing rain to nourish crops and ensure bountiful harvests. They are revered as guardians, protectors and bringers of good fortune. Their imagery adorns temples, palaces and homes, a constant reminder of their auspicious presence. In contrast, Western cultures often depict dragons as fearsome adversaries, embodiments of greed, chaos and the destructive forces of nature. These dragons, typically winged and fire-breathing, hoard treasure, terrorize villages and embody the forces of darkness that threaten humanity's spiritual and physical well-being. Their defeat, often at the hands of a courageous hero, represents the triumph of good over evil, order over chaos. This duality, however, is not absolute. Even within a single culture, dragons can embody both positive and negative traits, reflecting the complexities of human nature and our ambivalent relationship with the unknown. The dragon, in its multifaceted symbolism, becomes a mirror, reflecting our own fears, aspirations, and the eternal struggle between darkness and light that resides within us all. It's striking that across cultures and mythologies, the dragon is predominantly portrayed as a masculine figure. While some traditions feature female dragons or serpent deities, the archetype of the dragon, particularly in the context of heroic combat, is overwhelmingly male. This masculine portrayal reflects not only the dragon's association with raw power, but also the patriarchal structures that have shaped many societies. In Chinese cosmology, the dragon embodies yang energy, the male principle associated with strength, activity and dominance. The dragon's role as the emperor's symbol further reinforces its connection to male authority and power. Similarly, in Western mythology, dragons are often depicted as aggressive, territorial creatures, guarding their hoards and challenging any who dare to trespass on their domain. This emphasis on the dragon's masculinity is particularly evident in the recurring motif of the hero's journey. From Beowulf's epic battle with the dragon to St. George's valiant rescue of the princess, the slaying of a dragon frequently serves as a rite of passage for male heroes, a test of courage, strength, and ultimately manhood. The dragon, as a powerful masculine adversary, becomes a symbolic obstacle for the hero to overcome, proving his worth and securing his place in society. This patriarchal dimension of the dragon myth should not be ignored. It reflects the power dynamics of the societies that created these stories, where men were often the primary storytellers, heroes, and holders of power. However, as our understanding of gender roles evolves, it's important to recognize and challenge these traditional representations, exploring the full spectrum of the dragon's symbolic potential beyond the confines of binary gender roles. Clash of titans, gods, heroes, and monstrous adversaries. Myths and legends are replete with tales of epic confrontations. These battles offer insights into the human psyche and the enduring power of storytelling. At the heart of many of these clashes lies the dragon, a formidable opponent. One of the most ancient confrontations is the Babylonian myth of Marduk and Tiamat. Tiamat, a monstrous embodiment of the untamed sea, threatens the nascent world. Marduk slays Tiamat, fashioning the heavens and earth from her remains. This cosmic battle establishes a recurring theme in dragon lore, the triumph of order over chaos. Echoes of ancient battles, the dragon in modern mythology. Dragons captivate our imaginations, appearing in novels, films, video games, and everyday language. J.R.R. Tolkien's Smaug embodies classic traits of Western dragons. In A Song of Ice and Fire, dragons symbolize power and destruction. The dragon's enduring presence in modern mythology speaks to its lasting power as a symbol. The dragon's legacy, from ancient myth to modern icon. From the storm-swept caves of our ancestors' imaginations to the silver screens of Hollywood blockbusters, the dragon's fiery breath has scorched its way into the very fabric of human storytelling. We've journeyed across continents and through millennia, tracing the dragon's evolution from a primordial serpent lurking in the shadows to a majestic, multifaceted icon. We've witnessed its transformation from a fearsome adversary, embodying chaos and destruction, to a benevolent guardian, symbolizing wisdom, power, and the life-giving forces of nature. The dragon's enduring appeal lies not in a singular static image, but in its remarkable adaptability and capacity to embody a spectrum of human emotions, beliefs, and aspirations. It is a creature of duality, reflecting both our deepest fears and our highest hopes. In its fiery breath, we see the destructive potential of nature's fury, yet in its sinuous grace, we glimpse the promise of transformation and rebirth. The dragon's legacy extends far beyond the realm of myth and legend. Its imagery has permeated art, literature, music, and even our everyday language. We use phrases like dragon's den to evoke images of formidable challenges and slaying dragons to describe overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles. The dragon, in its multifaceted symbolism, has become an integral part of our collective consciousness, a powerful archetype that continues to shape our understanding of the world and our place within it. Keep the dragon's fire burning. As we conclude our journey into the heart of the dragon's tale, let us not forget the power of these ancient stories to ignite our imaginations and challenge our perceptions. The dragon, in all its fearsome glory and enigmatic beauty, reminds us of the enduring power of myth to connect us to our ancestors, to the natural world, and to the deepest recesses of our own hearts. So, the next time you see a dragon, whether it be in a book, a film, or even just a fleeting image in your mind's eye, take a moment to appreciate the rich tapestry of history, culture, and human experience woven into its scales. Ask yourself, what does this dragon represent to me? What fears or aspirations does it embody? And how does its story resonate with my own journey? The dragon's fire, passed down through generations of storytellers, burns brightly within each of us. It is a fire that fuels our creativity, challenges our assumptions, and reminds us of the awe-inspiring power of the human imagination. Keep that fire burning. Share these stories, create your own, and never stop exploring the limitless realms of myth and legend where dragons soar and anything is possible. Now you have walked with dragons from the dawn of civilization to the modern age. Which dragon legend chills your spine? Have you ever dreamed of befriending a dragon instead of slaying it? Tell us in the comments below. If you've been fascinated by these tales from every continent, like and subscribe for more mythic deep dives. Share this video with fellow adventurers and keep the dragon's flame alive in the stories you tell.